is the John Muhammad Podcast Show. And today, my guest is a multifaceted media professional known for his work as a writer, interviewer, columnist, editor, and he hosts events. With a career spanning over 2 decades in the entertainment industry, he's also a host of a podcast called This Podcast, Wrestling Heroes, and Inside Podcast. Additionally, he's an award-winning writer and a media personality based out of Michigan. I've been knowing this brother for a few years. We've met at a few events where I've seen him hosting, where I've seen him networking, and I've seen that he had a true love for hip-hop and the hip-hop community. So it's my pleasure to have him on. We've been waiting to do this for a minute, and now it's finally here. So without further ado, all my fans and followers, show love, for we got Joe Walker in the building. What's good, my brother?
That's all me. I did all that stuff.
You did all that. You did all that. Probably a lot more. So we wanna catch everybody up to what you've been on for the last few years.
No,
but I appreciate you coming.
it's one thing to live it and do this stuff. It's another thing to hear somebody mention the things. It's just been a bunch of things, and trying to turn those things into things and make those things matter to somebody who cares about things. So
Right. Real talk. So let's take it back.
interesting.
For those who
Right.
don't know Joe Walker, tell us a little bit about your upbringing, the school you went to, some of your family life, and what kind of pushed you and motivated you to want to, become a writer and become involved in hip hop.
That's an excellent question. I'm gonna try to do this without the tears because my connection to the culture is definitely an emotional one for a lot of different reasons. As far as my career background, where I'm from, I'm originally from Muskegon Heights, Michigan,
Okay.
but also from Muskegon, Michigan, which is the rival of Muskegon Heights,
Okay.
and also from East Lansing, Michigan, where I've spent the latter portion of my life. And my career started in 1998 with a website called thegroovespot.com, created by the great CJ Plays. Shout out CJ. Dope video out right now, the Lunacy remix, him and Mr. Rockwell.
Nice.
Those my brothers, man. So he was in school for web design. He was learning HTML.
Okay.
And two lovers of hip hop, he got the idea of doing an online magazine. And back in those days, it was the online magazine presence and its design and its structure was very simple. I was an avid reader of Entertainment Weekly. So when we had the idea of doing an online magazine, how closely can we get a computer screen presentation to something that somebody holds in their hands? And to say he pulled it off would be an understatement. What we were able to do from 1998 to 2003, and when that internet boom happened around 2001, 2002, when everybody started to jump on, I mean, we did some things that we had no idea what we were pioneering. We did some things that we had no idea how relevant or important they would be. And I look back on that history and I'm like, wow, like first and foremost, him being a designer and a music producer at the same time and a DJ, we had a mix show on dial-up internet.
Okay.
While that is common on streaming now, imagine doing it on AOL. You gotta dial in.
Right.
Bro, we had a live mix show on dial-up internet. Unheard of.
Right.
The emergence of Flash and video presentation was something that came along years later, and he was doing it hand coded animation on a website in the late 90s and
Okay.
early 2000s.
Wow.
People couldn't even really comprehend what they were seeing and what we were doing. And again, we didn't know
Right.
what we were pioneering. We were just being creative.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as the content, I'm doing interviews, I'm doing feature articles, I'm doing editorials. I was even doing short story fiction on a hip
Really?
hop website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we ran the gamut. We got nominated for Best Online Magazine.
Okay.
We weren't able to attend the ceremony due to funding.
Right. Oh yeah. I
Uh,
blame you.
Due to our post high school low wages.
Yeah.
Uh, we SOHH, which was Support Online Hip Hop, which was the authority of online hip hop when they emerged. They used to do something called Hot Site of the Month, and we
Mm.
ended up being the longest running consecutive Hot Site of the Month in the history of that website, which was dope too.
Nice.
And we did some really cool stuff with. Okay, hold on. So for those of you who are sports fans and you've been seeing this back and forth between Cam Newton and Willie and Gilly the Kid,
Okay.
they be going at each other about what they'd have done in their careers. It's been
Okay.
amusing, but
Yeah.
I've heard Cam say, what has Gilly done? You know, he's an Eagles fan. He's more of a mascot. They don't even play his music and all that stuff.
Okay.
What I can say is that in gratitude to the major figures and their record label, the group that he used to be with,
Hmm.
their single, Yeah, That's Us, debuted on the GrooveSpot.com. It was our intro,
Really? Wow. Okay.
really. The label reached out to us, which was very cool.
All
It
right.
was very cool to start getting free music and stuff. It was
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Oh
Who
yeah.
would have
I
thought?
mean,
But just because we was
heard
writing
about
stuff and putting stuff online, but they
right.
reached out to us about doing an interview with the group, and they said they had this new single that was dropping, and
Right.
they sent us the single and let us heard it, and CJ got the idea to use it as part of our Flash intro.
Okay.
So it had their picture on it, the album cover, Yeah, That's Us. The song was on there, the little Flash intro we had.
All right.
That's the first time it showed up. It was there, which is very
Nice.
cool. So I'm grateful to Gilly. I can say I don't know all the specifics of his career, as a solo artist or whatever. But what I will say, he one of the pioneers online, man. Well, nobody using music that way on the internet, man. The major figures got to be a part of something historic to have that
Mm.
done. So that was cool. And then from there, I just kept writing and writing and writing. After Groove Spot went down in 2003, I started writing for the Grand Rapids Press. Then I started writing for everybody in Michigan. Then I started writing for other organizations and magazines overseas. I wrote for Notion. I wrote for Buzz. Um, I ended up writing for SoulTrain.com. I
Okay.
met this publisher, Kia Quaresma, man. She was doing some stuff out of Houston, some innovative stuff. She had her own publication. I was writing for her, and she ended up stopped doing the publication print, was doing stuff online. So I was just feeding her content. I was just sending her interviews and stuff. I wasn't even looking for her to pay me for it. I was just trying to help her get her stuff popping.
Right.
And years later, she ended up as the managing editor of SoulTrain.com.
Wow.
And she brought me along with her. And I ended up
Okay.
becoming a senior writer for Soul Train. I was there until BET bought them out in 2016, 17, whenever that was.
Okay.
Jumped in and did Liquid Arts with photographer Doug Sims. We was dropping, 1 million views a year and so on and so on and so on. Again, I've just done things. Just to sum it
Right.
up. I could
Right.
keep going, but
Right.
I'm not
Right.
going.
Right.
Almost 30 years, it would take too long. I've done way too much for 30 years. You don't got
Real
that kind
talk.
of time.
Real talk. Real talk.
I do not want to talk about myself that much.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of the way I be feeling. I get embarrassed a little bit. But when did you know when it first hit you that you had a passion for writing?
I watched my grandmother with this gigantic steel typewriter, type letters to her sisters and brothers, nieces and nephews. Very detailed, long, passionate, heartfelt, articulate letters. And I saw from a personal space what a writer and what an author could be. Saw it through my grandma. And that's where it was. I had a mother who supported my desire to be creative. Single mom. She worked late, and she would come home tired. And I'd be like, "Will you take me to the library?" She, no questions asked. She would take me. I read comic books. I read stuff like The Golden Fleece, and I was in a lot of different things, fantasy wise, and just seeing how writers could sculpt these scenarios that felt real but weren't. And then on the side, I had the scenarios that were real because I saw my grandma doing it to real people who mattered to her.
Right.
And I just, from that point, I just wanted to be a writer, man. I never really wanted to do anything else. I just wanted to write.
Wow.
The first thing I ever had published was in this insert in the newspaper called The Mini Pages. My grandma took something I wrote and sent it to them, and they published it.
Really?
I was probably in the 4th grade, the first time I got published.
Nice. Wow.
Not bad.
Yep. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. When you be able to take from people that surround you, that means you're in a beautiful household because they giving you gifts and you able to take those gifts and make them your own. So nice.
It was pretty wonderful, man.
Right.
Profoundly grateful.
Yeah. Right. Where do you draw inspiration from when you're getting ready to write a new piece?
Oh yeah, air. I draw inspiration from the air, and I wake up in the morning and I go,
"That's all you need."
I'm still alive.
Right.
Let me say something. That's where I get it from.
Right. That's all you need.
So
some air. I'm still breathing.
Some air, man.
Here.
Still here, man. I'm still here, man. Right. What we doing out there? Living, chilling, right. Making sandwiches. Yes. Nothing. Just chilling. That's all we doing out here, bro.
Right. Whatever's going on, that's all you need.
Hey, you know what I mean? Whatever flow you on, man. If you on the 5th floor, you know what I'm
saying? Right. 4th floor, 3rd floor, whatever's popping. Yeah. That's all inspiration. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's what I draw from, just being alive. Now, when I was younger, everything was either something fictionally heroic, like I liked X-Men, and I liked the Justice League, and Garfield and Friends, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Silverhawks, the Pirates of Dark Water, the Mysterious Cities of Gold, Danger Mouse. I could go on and on and on and on and on. But these people who created these shows and this art that I watched, man, I was inspired by all of that. And I was always moved by the dialogue. And there's certain aspects of the dialogue that have stuck with me over time that continue to inspire me this day. Like one of the episodes of G.I. Joe. No, not even G.I. Joe. My bad. Transformers.
Okay.
Transformers, the movie, by the way, is my all-time favorite movie.
Okay.
One of the things is, as far as thinking about it from a written standpoint, like somebody sat down and thought about this, and they had to write this, and they had to script this, and they had to rehearse this, and to bring this to life. but there was an episode of Transformers, post Transformers, the movie, when the world was a little darker, and it was somebody moving weapons underground. And you know, the Autobots had kind of taken a role on Earth as kind of, it was kind of this, I don't want to say like police, but they kind of had a role in conjunction with the humans where they was trying to, you know, kind of fight for peace and trying to really keep stuff like the mob or whatever at bay, right?
Right.
And there was somebody that was moving these dangerous weapons underground, and you know, some of the humans and the Autobots was trying to find out who was behind it.
Okay.
Man, long story short, man, at the end, at the very end, last 30 seconds of the episode, they revealed who was behind it. And they was like, the camera was talking, was facing somebody. You couldn't see who it was. You saw the back of this person who was talking to somebody. And then when the person started talking back to him, the voice was, the person had the same voice as Cobra Commander. So I'm like, okay, it's the same actor. It turns out it was Cobra Commander. And he was still alive.
Okay.
Moving weapons underground. And then the best part about it, the episode ended with him getting away. He just walked away laughing.
Wow.
Up in the moonlight and yelled Cobra and just disappeared into the darkness. I was like, man, that's one of the dopest cartoon episodes I ever saw. And I'm like, somebody wrote that.
Okay. Yeah.
I was compelled.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you sit there, watch it, you enjoyed it, and then it hit you. Somebody wrote this. That could have been me who wrote this. Right.
Could have been.
Right.
And then other than all those things, I would say my next biggest inspiration behind, you know, like my grandmother, and then all the stuff that I watched on television and movies. My cousin Lewis, who was an MC, God rest his soul, and Chilla Patilla, they were in a group together, and I just thought they were the dopest people on this planet, and what they did as MCs. And after them, Rudy Ray Moore, Dolomite, man. Dolomite is one of my biggest influences.
Nice.
And learning how old he was when he finally found his fame, when he finally found his way in after grinding for so long and for so hard and being told no and being laughed at and being disregarded. And let me know that you're never out of time. Right. As long as you want it and you continue to work for it, it'll come. So
there you go.
Rudy Ray Moore has been a big inspiration of mine. May he rest in peace.
Nice. Yeah, Cat once told me, and he was talking about music, podcast, everything. But he was like, the only thing you got to focus on is staying on the wheel. He said, this wheel turns like this. And he said, it may take a while before it gets to you, but eventually it'll stop on you if you stay on the wheel long enough. He said, a lot of people don't get to where they want to get to because they don't stay on the wheel long enough. It didn't happen in a year or two or even the first 5 years, and they got off. They didn't know their time was going to come in 10 years. Some people have said, hey, I've been a part of this music game for 15, 20 years before I seen a first good paycheck. But if you stay in there long enough, eventually your time will come. I do believe
Law of averages, man.
Right.
Law of averages.
Right. Real talk.
How many times do people watch Wheel of Fortune and think nobody's ever going to land on their script and say 1 million, but they get it?
There you go. Eventually,
somebody stay slow. Hits. Spin the win. Spin the win. You got to keep.
You got to keep spinning. Yep. Real talk. Yeah. So, what was your biggest challenge in your career that almost made you say, man, I'm done with this. This is crazy. This is too much. Have you ever had any challenges that made you like, I don't know if I want to do this?
I have. A lot of them have to do with education.
Okay.
School was a challenge for me, and I couldn't wait to be done with it. high school, you know, grade school, middle school, high school, homework, all that stuff. I couldn't do it. And remarkably, which is something I don't really talk about often, but here I don't mind. Um, I have ADD, and I know now, the diagnosis is ADHD,
Okay.
which is attention hyper, whatever it's called now.
Right.
But when I was little, it was just attention deficit disorder, and it wasn't something that was common. But reading, while I read well, but reading is a challenge because when I look at the words, I don't see words the same way that everybody else sees it. I see a jumble of images.
Okay.
And sometimes I have to read over something 5 or 6 times because I'm trying to focus on what's on the page in front of me and also what's on the other page, and vice versa. I see the
Okay.
words at the top and the words at the bottom and the words on the side and the words in the middle all at the same time.
Wow.
That's what it feels like to look at a book for me.
Okay.
And then you want me to be at school all day and focus, and then you want me to go home and do more schoolwork.
Right.
Nope. Nope.
Right.
So, wanting to be a professional writer and wanting to find any degree of success in the writing profession, I was told early on that it wouldn't happen for me, especially if I didn't go to college and get a degree.
Okay.
Um, I did a year of college, like total.
Okay.
Like I just couldn't do it,
Okay.
um, and I was told that if I don't finish college, the goals I have or the desires would not come true. It would not happen for me,
Right.
and that just wasn't the case. You know, you know, God's grace is not in the desk on a transcript in the principal's office or with a counselor.
Okay.
And so I just kept just doing what I did. I just kept writing. And
Right.
I wrote my way into opportunities.
There you
And
go.
opportunities opened for me that I never thought would ever happen. And I found my way into a regular writing gig. I found my way into a column with credible magazines across this country. I found my way into a newsroom as a full-time writer after being told it would not happen. So those were the challenges. Just being told it wouldn't happen for me. It did. And having um, I don't want to say it's a disability. I don't really even know how to just what do you call it anyway? I don't even
Yeah.
know. I have a personal challenge that I have to overcome every second of my life.
Right. Well,
So
yeah. I think everybody has them. They just got different stuff. But for you, it's this. For me, it's that. And for her, it's this over here. But everybody's got their
mhm,
challenges. It's just
yeah,
kind of what makes us who we are. So um,
yeah,
I remember Dame Dash. I was listening to him in an interview, and he had broke school down to the place where he was like, why aren't these kids somewhere on a beach somewhere learning, or in a building
mhm,
somewhere where you can see the sky, where you can see the sun, where you can see the clouds? Why did their school rooms look like the hospital rooms, and the hospital rooms look like a prison room, a prison?
man, come on,
Right.
yes,
So yeah,
yeah,
when he started talking that, I was just like, wow, he's right. If you look
yeah,
at a school, it don't look much different than a hospital, and a hospital don't look much different than a prison cell. So what are they really trying to do here? Because
mm.
this don't add up right here.
Woo, man, that
Yeah.
made me sweat a little bit. That's deep.
Oh, we finna go there. We finna figure
That's deep.
something out before this interview is over
Mm.
with. Because that don't make no
Yeah,
sense. And
it
I was like,
doesn't.
yeah, it's why aren't we going through these classrooms and we're outside more? And then you talk to people and they're like, well, why aren't we taught more about finances and the things that we deal with throughout our everyday life of budgeting, and we don't learn none of this stuff in class. We learn about a bunch of stuff that you ain't gonna never use, you ain't gonna never think about no more. And it's almost becoming, I don't want to say a waste of time, but it's like, what are our kids learning in school really? Because very few of it is really helping them once they get out into the real world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I wanting to be in a creative space, be a writer, be an author, write scripts, write lyrics, just write. As a 10th grader, to sit down with a counselor that tells me you have to take chemistry.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a chemist.
Right.
What do I need to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? And even when I, the little time I spent in college, like, okay, why do I need this math?
Okay.
I can understand the complexities of it and how it can be used, but I'm not going to be in a profession where it's being used that way. I'm not going into banking.
Okay. Right.
I'm not going into any technical field where this type of math is going to be utilized by me at any given time. And in order for me to receive this degree that you deem is so important for me to have to go to where I need to go, and I'm telling you, I don't want this and I don't need it. So why are you telling me that if I don't do it, I can't achieve what it is I want to achieve? Why, as a counselor, why are you not steering me in the direction that I'm trying to go? It's you got these required classes. It feels like high school again. This is supposed to be up, higher education. I feel like I'm in the same space again.
Yeah.
I pay this money to come here for however many hours a day during the week. And then when I leave here, I got to go home and think about this stuff more and come back. And this isn't helping me. This
Right.
isn't guiding me anywhere. All you're doing is frustrating me and making me question what is and isn't important in my life.
Mm.
And if I don't do this feeling like I failed, don't push me to feel like a failure. Push me to feel like wanting to be successful, like I'm achieving something. I'm not achieving anything sitting in the classroom with a bunch of other people who are like,
Right.
with the why am I here bubble over their head.
Right.
I'm not helping any of this. This is not an environment that's conducive to success. Why am I here?
Right.
And with a teacher who's gonna say, you didn't turn in
Mm-hmm.
the assignment on time and you forgot X, Y, and Z. Well, you know what? I also work a full-time job.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have other responsibilities now besides homework.
Right.
I already have homework. I have dishes, laundry, rent. You know what I'm saying? I already have homework.
You're right.
Yard,
Work to do
yard
at
to
home.
take care of. Hey,
Right.
come on.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You're not by yourself. Don't think you the only one that felt that way. Yeah.
Man,
A
I
lot of
know.
us was like, this is ridiculous. I've been
Yeah.
working all day on books, and now I got to go home and put 2, 3 more hours into it. So,
And
yeah.
they used to sit down with my mom and at parent teacher conference and be like, he could be a really good student if he would just do his homework.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be like, what does test grade say?
Okay.
Oh, I passed.
Right.
So why did it matter if I didn't do these 5 extra sheets y'all got me taking home? I'd have been here all day. I'm here 8 hours.
Right. Right.
I'm here all day. And you want me to go home 5 days a week and do more schoolwork You want me to have so much schoolwork that I got to do schoolwork on the weekend?
Yeah.
Bro, I play soccer. We got games at 9 a.m. in the morning. And I get home in the afternoon, I'm tired. I don't want to sit and be doing no homework. And on Sunday, I'm in church all day. I want to come home, eat a bunch of greasy food at my grandma's house that's going to make me sleepy and be like, dang, I got to finish these worksheets before I go to bed because I got to turn them in tomorrow. Nah, that ain't the life. That's not education. That's torture. That's torture.
Mm.
Mm-mm. And I was raging against the machine.
Right.
I was raging against. He would be a better student if he would just turn in his homework.
Right. Mm-mm.
But I'm passing.
But you passing. So
I'm
I
passing.
don't know. I don't understand the logic neither, man.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Right.
I was a
Okay.
bad student, bro.
Well, you went by
I
yourself,
was a naughty kid.
and we still out here eating, so we all right.
I was the politest naughty kid in the class,
Okay.
bro, because I didn't do my homework.
There you go.
I was the most polite naughty kid because the teacher would say something that I'm like,
Okay.
well, you said this, but in the book it say X, Y, Z, and my grandfather does this and this, and I don't think that's true.
Okay.
They'd be like, you disrupting class.
You're right.
But you tell me to raise my hand if I got a question, though.
Right. And about,
Okay.
oh, you got a good
Don't talk
point there. No, you
I
just
will.
walked into class.
That was me, man. I was that student.
Okay.
Teacher be on that stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not true.
Real talk. Real talk. Mm.
Wait a minute. I go to the library and read. Why are we celebrating Columbus Day? I appreciate having a day off of school, but you get us doing this schoolwork saying he was a hero. I watched The Mysterious Cities of Gold, which was a great cartoon that came on Nickelodeon, by the way.
Okay.
I watched The Mysterious Cities of Gold, and from what I understand, from the people who came over to the New World, Columbus was a killer. He was not a good guy. And we celebrate him like a hero. And these were folks who came over from the old country to the New World. This is on a cartoon, yeah. So, but it's all based on truth. It's based on something.
Right.
And they didn't rock with Columbus, so why do we?
Hey.
Man,
I already know how this ended. Mr. Joe, can you go please see the principal?
You know it every time.
You can't ask questions like that. You know we living in the Matrix.
I know. I'm like, hey, from what I learned watching The Mysterious Cities of Gold, he slaughtered the Mayans.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that in what we're reading? What? What you say?
You're trouble.
From what I understand, he slaughtered the Mayans. That's not in what we're reading. You're saying he's a hero. We have a holiday where we celebrate him,
right.
And that he discovered America. From what I understand, he was looking for India, and hence the Indians. So, how is he the father of discovering America, whatever the heck we call this dude, when he basically was lost? He didn't know where he was going.
Mr. Joe, can you please go stand in the corner for 20 minutes? That's how that is. Still no answer. You're like, man, it's some bull.
I walk out of class like, I'm going to the principal's office. I'm doing this for every one of y'all. Right. I'm going to take this book for all of y'all, all right? I'm going to go get this paddling for all of y'all. Right. I'm going to take this child abuse from some fat dude in the office who the head of the school about to go get child abuse for all of y'all, all right? For education.
Right. See, when you was asking questions, I looked up.
That's it.
Seeing what was going on, put my head back down and went to sleep. I want to hear this bull. So I was the one in the back asleep. All right. So, wow.
Yeah. Wow. We would have been good for school because I would have been asking you like, you sleeping because it's boring, right?
Right.
Bored out of your mind. Yeah,
Who
me
was
too.
Columbia? What did he do?
Me too.
That ain't what I read. I got a book at home, one of them old books that said Black History.
Mm,
Yeah, my father bought 20 years ago, still in the house, and I got to reading that, and I was like, "That ain't what it says up in here." So,
mhm.
oh well. Okay. 2025, we got AI now,
Yes,
right?
sir. Mhm.
For the first time, we have a song, I believe on the billboards.
Mhm.
It was written by a human being, but everything else around it is AI. The image is AI, the voice is AI, the music
Wow.
is AI, but a human being wrote the song.
Mhm.
Where is this going?
Oh, you know where it's going. James Cameron told us where it was going 30 years ago in Terminator.
Mm, go ahead.
Skynet, bro.
Go ahead.
It's Skynet. That's where we're going.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
go ahead.
Josh Whedon told us where it was going not what, 10 years ago?
Right.
Age of Ultron, bro.
Okay.
What was the Avengers mad at Tony Stark? Because he was dabbling with artificial intelligence.
Go ahead.
Am I right or am I wrong?
No,
Is that why they fell out?
you ain't lied yet. Go
Is,
ahead.
is that why they fell out?
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're going. You know, I again, my career started because of technology. So
Okay.
I do have some affection for it.
Right.
But there are some things, there are some types of technology that provide certain advantages that aren't always in our best interest to use,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of how advanced it can be or where it can take you. Sometimes you have to say, you know what, this sounds great, but maybe I shouldn't dabble in that. Maybe I need to reconsider how this is going to affect us you know, in the bigger picture. And I think that's where we are right now in AI. While in the public space is of recreational use. Now it's more widespread, but it's been around for a while.
Right.
It's not new, but it's just newer in a recreational space. More people have access to it and can use it and are using it for some fun things. But when you start seeing things like this, you have to kind of ask yourself a few questions like, why is this okay and why is it not? Where can this be damaging? We're already seeing where streaming services have hurt the recording industry,
Yeah.
but we also see where artists are thriving without it, with things like vinyl records, which is still physical media.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it comes down to preferences also, but artificial intelligence, if there's fact and fiction, and if we look at where artificial intelligence has gone in fiction, we have to see now that fiction is no longer far fetched.
Okay.
Skynet could actually happen now.
Mm.
I mean, I watch, clips and shorts and YouTube videos from comic book conventions where people build real war machine suits. Can't nobody build Ultron now? I refuse to believe that.
Hmm. Wow. So we're that advanced technology
Yeah.
wise. We're there.
We're there. We are there. We are there.
I was
I'm just
looking.
waiting for somebody to have a real Zordon in a bubble, man.
Right. Right.
A big head talking to somebody in a tube.
Right.
Rangers,
There you go. I was looking at the
go
Avengers.
in every house on the block and
Right.
empty out personal belongings.
Right. I was looking at the Avengers. One of
Still in time.
There you go. I don't know if it was one or two, but it was the one where they had the hetero colliders in there, where I guess it was a thing where you could walk into a different dimension, right? That was in the Avengers. And they have something like this over in Switzerland now. When I really heard about this is when I was like, wow, are they really that advanced in technology to where they're
That's
working
scary.
on? Maybe they got it up and running now. I don't know, but it's supposed to be like a hetero collider to where they're taking particles and they're moving them at the speed of light. And when they crash together, it's supposed to be like the Big Bang on what they say this is how the whole world started. Are these people playing with fire?
Well, whether they're playing with fire or not remains to be seen. But once you start dabbling into something that's that potentially cataclysmic, that's one of those things that, okay, you could see some advantages from it, like, wow, that's cool. Look what I can do. But then what about the disadvantages?
Mm,
What about the ramifications of this type of technological dabbling
mm.
that could, mm, I don't even want to, yeah. I say leave it alone. That's where I am with it. Leave it alone. Everything that you can do doesn't mean that you have to do it.
Right. Real talk.
No, leave that alone. That's what I say. What do you think?
I believe they're doing so many different things. I was reading about where they can, if you decide to have a child, they can go in the DNA, the atoms, all that. If you decide, hey, I want my child to have green eyes, they can do that. You decide, I want my child to have blonde hair, they can go in and change that. Or if they can see, say, cancer in your DNA, they can pull it out,
Mm,
which it sounds wonderful,
mhm,
but something deep down inside, you're like, somebody's trying to play God here. And this usually, I'm almost sure this is not going to end right. But it sounds great. It sounds like, because you want to give your child every possible opportunity in life to win. But
mhm,
is this the way to do it?
mm. I don't know. I think it's kind of scary, and the cancer research aspect of it, being able to pull, that hereditary connection, like with um, colon cancer and testicular cancer, and some of those things that are, if it runs in the family, 9 times out of 10, three or four of the people in your family have had it, that's in your direct bloodline. You have a high chance of it happening to you, and being able to pull it out and stop it from happening to somebody else. Those types of things sound great, but by taking that away in that fashion, what in life experience are you also taking away?
Mm,
There's so many different ways to look at it. I think um, having lost way too many loved ones to cancer, I would love to see it be abolished.
mm-hmm.
But through these processes, um, I don't know what how is it affecting the cell structure of a person by going in and making these changes.
Mm. Okay.
You know, like when you take lactose out of milk,
Right.
you're not getting the same substance.
Right.
The texture's not the same. It doesn't taste the same,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. And it affects the body differently. For
Right.
some people, yeah, it's great for them, and for others, it's you know, it might cause you an indigestion in a way you've never felt before because you drink something that was lactose free. It just, I just don't know.
Right. You
I
don't
don't know.
know the what's going to happen on the other end. This end, it
Yeah,
looks, it sounds perfect. This is wonderful. But like you said, how is it going to affect the body when you start doing stuff like that? Some people don't know. So say you take bread, right? The bread that we eat,
hmm
white bread, wheat bread, and bread can sit on a counter for I think a couple weeks or whatever before it starts going bad.
hmm
Well, real bread, when you really make bread from scratch, bread only lasts 1 day.
mm
And then you have to eat it up before, otherwise it's bad by tomorrow. But the
yeah,
bread that goes bad in a day got all the nutrition in it. The bread that lasts on the shelves for 2 weeks, they've taken all the nutrition out of it. That's why it's able to
hmm
last. But we're basically eating nothing. We ain't get nothing from it.
hmm
So I think that when they start playing around with stuff and able to change children, before they even come out of the womb, it's
That is just a
probably
scary
something
thing in
similar to that.
itself. That is a terrifying thought to me
Mm-hmm.
that you could have that level of manipulation so soon into the cycle of a life that hasn't even taken a breath yet.
Mm.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's some crazy stuff going on. So, okay, let's go over to the UK.
All right.
And right now, they got a big thing going on because their leader said that we got a digital ID coming. And in order for you to work in this country, you're going to have to get this digital ID. Digital ID being some form of you won't have to carry cash no more. You won't, either it's a card, and then of course there's people who talks about a chip later on or whatever. But to have everything on you to where they know where you're at all times, they know your credit, they know how much money you got, they know everything about you.
Mhm.
Somehow that don't set right with me. I mean, it sounds good because when they talk about these things and they say, listen, we could put a chip in your child, and if they ever come up missing, you'll be able to find them like this, or your dog, or
Mhm.
and it all sounds good, but somehow I know this is going to turn bad later. What do you think?
Oh, let's go here. How often have you received a phone call or text message, especially during voting season, about someone who's running for office that you have no ties to, no support of, or maybe never even heard of? But them text messages hit your phone, or you get them phone calls with them asking for your support. And sometimes you get those calls. If you're one of those people who will pick up and answer, you see a number come in from an area code um, that you may be familiar with, like, oh, maybe somebody in the family changed their number and they call them with a new number or something. I mean, whatever reason would provoke you to answer the phone. and somebody addresses you by name that you ain't never met before
Mm.
about something that they have an agenda,
Right.
and now you want to allow even more access. Like our information is so scattered right now.
Right.
It's probably in places that none of us would ever think that our information would be.
Yeah.
And that's
No doubt.
been, that's been one of the flaws of technology
Yeah.
in this information superhighway that we on. Our information get on a bus and drive off a cliff like Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street Part Two. You know what I mean? And we ain't got no control over it, like none
Right.
whatsoever. But to go that far and have somebody have that kind of access and control over you and your personal information, that's so scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is so scary.
Yeah. Yeah. I think about the technology, and my thing is, if it stays in the right hands, it'll be wonderful.
But who are the
But
right hands?
right, who are the right hands?
Who are the right hands?
I was talking
Mm,
to to one of my family members who was kind of talking about the president and people who get in those positions. And I truly
mm,
believe, because we was talking, well, have we ever had a president that actually served the people and was for the right thing and da 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 and da da da. And I truly believe that I don't think you can get in that position unless you got dirt on your hands.
mm,
President, senator, whatever. I I gotta have some dirt on you because I can't trust you. So if I got something on you, I know you'll stay in line. Otherwise, you can't even apply for this position. So in a sense, if it's ran like that, then it's kind of ran like the mafia because that's how they operate.
mm.
Everybody's got something on each other, so you don't want this to come out so your wife can see it. You better keep your mouth shut. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to embarrass you in front of your entire family when you acted a fool that night. You was drunk. So
Man,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm asking somebody I believe to be smarter than me, Joe. That's why I'm
look,
asking you.
hey man, I only got a high school education, man. That was challenging. I told you.
No,
Hey
with
man,
these
you gotta
questions,
see
you
a
don't
show
get
up,
this in
man.
school. This is good old fashioned common sense.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah,
Been around for a while.
Oh man,
Mhm. I know it.
that's a that's a tough one.
Yeah,
You know, that's tough.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Well, tell me
I
this.
wouldn't want. All right.
Tell me this. Trump,
Okay.
right? ICE. We
Uh,
got them. They going in communities.
uh,
And I understand it because, like I said, it always starts off good. We're going to get the illegals, people who haven't done what they supposed to do to be here,
yeah.
especially the ones who got bad records and they come in here selling dope. And that's the way it starts. But then when we
Yes.
get in the middle of it, we see 80-year-old women getting bum rushed by, trained, look like army cats, kids being escorted out the house. And we seeing a lot of, it seemed to be decent people who maybe they weren't able to take care of their business, their paperwork or whatever, but they've been here 20, 30 years. How can you do this and do a good job and get the right people who ain't supposed to be here without messing with good families who've been here and built a home here, and now you're sending them somewhere, that they ain't even familiar with because their paperwork ain't right. How does that happen? I don't get that.
I excuse me. Think about what's happening with the immigration enforcement. I think about it a lot. Sometimes I feel compelled to write how I feel about it, but then what happens to me if I use my freedom of speech to say what I want freely when someone else has the freedom to punish me for it?
Mm.
Like, who does the Constitution work for? Do we really have freedom of speech? I worry about that.
Mm.
But with this immigration enforcement, where did Columbus land, man? Like, how did this country start?
Right.
250 years ago? Where were we at when this country started 250 years ago? Are
Right.
we really that far past the dissension that this country was experiencing when this country was built? We are not that far removed from that by any stretch of the imagination. And our government and what they have the power to do and what they supposedly don't have the power to do, but you have somebody in office who is going around these provisions because of old provisions, and it's just ridiculous. And then in the end, it's just people being abused, it's being people being mistreated, it's being people being discriminated against
Mm-hmm.
all over again. But is it all over again? Because did it ever stop?
Mm.
Has the amendments and the laws prevented these things from happening in its totality? The answer is no. Are we more unified as a country? Sure.
Mm.
Are we still divided based on origin and skin color and religion and so many other things? Man, I would have to say more than ever right now, more than ever. And it's only continued to escalate. Now you got people that you just look at them, and if they don't look like somebody who, based on your criteria, is not supposed to be here, you can grab them off the street and take them somewhere. But they don't know where they are. The family don't know where they are. That's wrong. It's wrong.
Wow. 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 Real talk. Real talk. Real talk. I knew this
It's
was gonna be a
it's
good interview, bro.
wrong.
All right. I knew this was gonna be a good one. I said I've talked to you enough, and I said, yeah, I can throw some questions at Joe, and I know I'll get some good answers. So I'm gonna lighten it up a
I'll-
little bit for you.
Anybody who knows me, anybody who's had any interaction with me over these last 25 years or however long I've been like front facing involved in the community, in the arts, in the culture, knows that what I care about most is caring.
Okay.
How many times have you seen me post up on social media where I say sharing is caring?
Mm, real talk.
How many times have you seen my face or the picture of me somewhere that has to do with outreach? I just did the Charities and Church Gala and Convention. A few weeks ago, I was at the All the Above Hip Hop Academy Sneaker Gala, where this nonprofit organization that uses the elements of hip hop to uplift and teach the youth in this community. And it's all free. It's
Mm,
free. It's free. We talk about free game, and they giving it, and they giving it on good pretenses.
wow.
Breaking, MCing, DJing, knowledge, wisdom. They're getting all the elements. and they get to use it in their personal and professional life, and they get it for free.
Right.
For people who find it in their heart to donate to this organization. This organization only been around 15 years and it still got so much growing to do. It still has room for so much more awareness.
Mm. Nice.
And then you have the people who sit up high who are gonna look down on organizations like that,
Yeah.
who still see hip hop culturally as a pariah.
Right.
You don't even know anything about hip hop. Hip hop was built on outreach.
Yeah.
Why did Herc and his sister throw that party? School
Right.
closed, man. Kids who couldn't afford it, right?
Nice.
That's outreach.
Yep.
Now imagine ICE running up in 1520 Cedric Ave, snatching up the Latinos and the blacks, man, because
Yep.
they're not from here. Ain't none of us from here.
Real talk. Real talk. Wow.
My
Wow.
dad's parents was Ojibwe Indian, man. And is that even what they were? You know what I mean? Like those types of things, the labeling and the racial history of all of us. Like, you know, there's so much information out there that we can learn and we can teach ourselves, but then there's so much more that we don't know.
Mm.
That we don't know. We go through school and we get programmed from the time we're in kindergarten until, we are wise enough to look and say, I don't know about that. Because as a kid, you think the president is the greatest dude in the world, right?
Right. Real
We still
talk.
ain't seen a woman in that position yet. And look at
Mm-hmm.
all the people who fought to make that not happen.
Right.
I'm glad that my grandparents lived to see a black president.
Mm.
But dang it, how many bricks and tomatoes was being thrown at him the entire time he was in office? And our country has not been that stable before or since him.
Yep. Real talk. You ain't lied yet.
And now look where we are.
Yep.
People get fired from positions because their whole departments being shut down because these departments were built on equality.
Mm.
What sense do that make? You lose your job because you're in a position built on equality. You'll take that away.
Real talk. Mm.
Oh, man.
Spitting
So
facts.
ICE, no,
Right.
it's kidnapping, bro.
Mm.
It is federally approved kidnapping.
Wow. Mm.
I don't
Wow.
like it. And okay, being where you from, being where I'm from, can you picture ICE rolling up doing that to somebody in one of our neighborhoods? What would happen?
I think it's gonna be some smoke
Would
in
it
the
just be
city.
people sitting there with their cell
These
phones?
parts.
Would it just be people sitting there with their cell phones recording, or would there be some pushback?
I'm praying it's pushback. I'm preaching it's pushback. But if I'm hemmed up and all I see is cameras, I won't be surprised. I'm trying to wake people up. Hey, put them doggone cameras down.
Man,
Somebody
look,
up there getting choked to death and they hold cameras. Oh, help. We got to help one another.
what was that apartment complex that got raided? Where supposedly there was like 6 or 7 gang or mob members who was living in this apartment complex, but everybody in the complex was taken out, and they was
Mm.
zip tying the kids together, and
Oh
putting
wow.
guns to their families' heads.
Oh wow.
And this is over immigration?
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's
Something else
no,
going on behind it, huh?
no, no. Mm,
Wow.
mm.
Wow. Yeah, real
That's
talk.
something
Real
else.
talk. like I said, we're
It's
gonna
something
get
else.
some answers. We're gonna get some answers today. So
Zip
no, I
tie
feel
kids, bro.
right.
They don't go in. They don't go in and just find the people they're looking for. They go and get everybody. Everybody is being cuffed and brought out the building.
Yeah.
Everybody is being held at gunpoint.
Mm,
No, no, no. I thought we were the land of the free and the home of the brave.
right. Hmm.
No, I don't like that. I don't like
Real
that one
talk.
bit.
Real talk. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Okay. Um, let's
Throw me
go ahead
another
and
good one.
you're right. No, we're gonna go ahead and take it out. But you're a wrestling fan,
Yes.
and I've dipped and dabbled in wrestling too at certain periods of, I when I was a kid, Hulk Hogan brought me in. Oh yeah, I know the belts there. Oh yeah. Don't go into your Hulk imitation, right? The champ. Hulk Hogan brought me in, so I learned about Andre the Giant and Jimmy Superfly Snooker and Junkyard Dog
Mhm.
way back. Then I
Yes.
kind of got away from it when wrestling started changing a little bit, and then I came back
Mhm.
to it around when Stone Cold Steve Austin was fighting, and he brought
Mm.
me back, and then that's when I learned about The Rock and The Undertaker and all of these cats.
Mhm.
Um, but today, just recently, I kind of got away from it, and then
Mhm.
the one who brought me back was a wrestler by I believe her name is Bianca, uh, Bianca Belair. Is that right?
Oh, get the word. Hey.
Man, that girl is cold. Oh man, I was like, oh my god, she's not only beautiful, but she throwing down, man. So she kind of brought me back into it. How do you rate wrestling today compared to back in the day where we had Hulk Hogan, and because now we got females who are really starting to get a big name in this game now.
Um, Shout out to the crew, the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast. Shout out to Whip Dog, who runs the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast. This is his platform.
Okay.
Um, Deshaun Whipple, he's a on air personality, Big Whip on 96.5 WQHH.
Nice.
He's also on TV One on various TV shows. He is Toledo's Community Radio. He's all over.
Right.
He is all over. In professional wrestling, um, really uh, set him up to
Yeah.
be the media personality that he is today.
Nice.
He was ranked in PWI as one of the top 500 wrestlers in the world, which is one of those lists that not everybody gets to make.
Right.
He made that list. And being a lifetime wrestling fan since I was 6 years old, and being able to be in company and in the presence of a PWI ranked wrestler is very cool to me. Second of all, he's a good dude. Third of all, the team that he's put together, and then who look at the artistic aspect of professional wrestling. I respect that a whole lot. Um, all of us have experienced what wrestling was like, where it's grown, where it's fallen, and where it is today. I think now it's more lucrative. In a lot of ways, the more mainstream professional wrestling is safer.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, it's even more schizophrenic. Like, what the heck are they doing? I
Okay.
realized that Bianca has been off TV for a while with injury. She broke her finger during her triple threat match at
Okay.
WrestleMania,
Okay.
wrestling for the women's championship. One of the best matches I've ever seen in my life, period. It is one of the best. Her, Io Sky, Io Shirai, and Rhea Ripley. Excellent match.
Right.
And Bianca is one of several women in the industry who are carrying wrestling into its future. And still, you have to have those discussions about women's wrestling and men's wrestling, women's championships, men's championships, when they should just all be treated like superstars.
Mm.
Let's get rid of the division between men and women wrestlers. You're a wrestler. I look at somebody like Candice LeRae. You see her come to the ring with her real life husband and his real life best friend,
Okay.
Maso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, right? And people see her on TV and think she's just there to be a comedy act, which basically she is in the WWE. The cats don't know Candice LeRae is a hardcore wrestler. She's
Mm.
one of the people that jump off 50-foot ladders and fall through glass and all that stuff. That's where she comes from.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Are they going to allow her to do that kind of stuff on their daily programming?
Right.
No. But could she be portrayed with a little more edge and not just a sideshow?
Okay.
Not just a lady companion? Yeah. The fact that you brought up Bianca
Mm-hmm.
and you said that your love of professional wrestling has been, the peaks and valleys,
Mm-hmm.
that tells me that you see her star quality too.
Yep.
She should be the face of the company. I'm just
I
going to be
believe so.
honest with you. She
Yeah.
should be the face of the company.
Yeah. She the one
What
that
she
brought
does,
me in. When
what
I
she does
seen her, I was
charitably,
like,
what she does in
wow.
the ring. I mean, she could go. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, would I say put her in the ring with somebody like Brock Lesnar?
Right.
Maybe not. But could she get in there and go with Brock Lesnar in a match that can be put together and have people believe in what they see? Heck yes, she
Mm-hmm.
can. She got all the qualities.
Okay.
She got the she got she got the strength, so she can be a power wrestler, right?
Right.
She got the technique, so she can be a mat wrestler or a technician.
Okay.
And she a high flyer. And she dope on the microphone. And she got a unique look. She got everything.
Okay.
She got everything they need for her to be the face of the company, but she's not.
Hmm.
And that's where wrestling is kind of in flux right now. Because it's a lot of it. I don't think they really know, they still have this prototypical idea of what a star should look like
Mm.
and who should be the champions when let the people be the champions that the people cheering for.
Right.
Not just who you think should be champion right now because of a storyline.
Hmm. Real talk. Real talk.
Bianca
Yeah.
Belair should be the face of the company. Dominic Mysterio should be the world heavyweight champion, and so on and
Okay.
so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. And so on.
Right. 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 Real talk. Real talk. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, she brought me back in, so I'll be trying to check it out. I haven't seen her in a while, so yeah.
Yeah,
So you
she's been
cleared
off
that
TV.
up for me, but yeah, I try to
She's been off.
check her
They
out
need
and
her
see
back.
what she up to, what she doing, or whatever. Um,
Um,
what about the
Here's a
young
few other things. Check out
Ronda?
Trick Williams.
Okay,
Check out Trick Williams. Check out Obafemi.
okay,
Check out um, Jada Parker,
right,
Thea Hill.
okay,
Um, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good Dominic Mysterio. Another. There's a lot of good pro wrestlers out there right now that could carry
okay,
the company, carry companies into the future, but
right,
they still in this position where they not.
okay,
You're not at that. You're not at the Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes,
right,
that level yet. Just because maybe they've not been around long enough. But I I don't know if that should matter. I think they should strike while the hot iron is hot. I've always felt that. People are hot, the fans behind them. Give them the championships, let them be the face of the company and ride them until the next one come along.
Right.
Don't wait until it's like the people like they don't care anymore.
Right.
Then you finally give them that spotlight.
Real talk.
Bianca should be on every talk show. She should be on every poster.
Yeah. Yeah. She was
She
the
should be
one.
main event pay per views.
She was the one that caught my attention. When I seen her, I was like, and then I was, oh, she could wrestle for real. She ain't no joke.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at her, and yeah, she got that hair. She be swinging it, and I was like, okay, she got something here. They should put that spotlight on her more. But yeah, I don't see. Now,
You
what
know that she was
about?
discovered.
Hmm?
She was discovered by Mark Henry, the world's strongest
Okay.
man. That's who
Oh, right.
found her and brought her to the company.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that. Wow. Wow.
You'd be surprised how many of the stars that's in that company right now, that's in wrestling, just period,
Right.
that was discovered by Mark Henry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
It took
Mark
him
Henry.
almost his whole career before they gave that dude a world title. Man, this dude get it.
Wow.
he get
Wow.
it.
Yeah, I remember Mark Henry, man. Now, what about? Because I'm a big fan of UFC wrestling too. I watch that a
Hmm.
lot. And
UFC, wow.
Ronda Rousey came over to WWE. What
Let
kind
me
of
see what
wrestler
happened.
was she? Did she actually turn out to
Let me
be a
check
pretty
that out.
good one, or what happened to her?
Um, you know what? She had a good run. She
She had a
really
good
did.
run.
She did, and she was. Um, I think it took a little bit for her to kind of find her personality
Hmm.
within the confines of what WWE is and the performance art that it is. I think it took her a while to kind of get adjusted to that. But as far as her work in the ring, she caught on pretty fast,
Hmm.
and she was good, and she was good at it.
Okay.
But um, I don't think that she was built for the criticism that comes from the fans.
Mm.
I don't think that she was ready for that.
Okay.
And the first time she was faced against somebody that was more adored than her,
Hmm.
she kind of showed her true colors, and it's really unfortunate.
Mm.
Yeah.
I figured it
Kind
has
of
to
like
be something.
NXT. Like she was so big in the UFC, and then she ran up on somebody that was better,
Yeah.
and she kind of
Yeah.
got a little sour.
She ran into two people who was better. And
Yeah.
so I'm expecting, because if you got that heart of a champion, all right, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. And like a
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad Ali, I'm coming back for my title. She never
Uh
did.
huh.
And
She
that
was
told
arrogant.
me I don't
She let her. She came back with arrogance. She thought just because she had name power, name value, that she was gonna win just off of that. Nah, man. Holly Holmes was ready.
she was ready. The perfect
She was
fight.
ready.
She fought the perfect. When I go and I look at that fight today, and I remember at times when Ronda Rousey tried to get her to go to the ground, and she'd get up and stand back up and start boxing. And I said they figured her out. She can't box, and she can't protect
Mm-hmm.
herself from boxers.
No.
That's how she lost both of those fights. Both of them was just bam, 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 sticking and moving, and wouldn't let her to take them to the ground.
Mm-mm.
And then she
Man,
went to go
Amanda
wrestle in
Nunez
WWE.
gave her a bucket.
Then
Amanda
she
Nunez
went
didn't
to
give her two pieces of the biscuit. She gave her a family bucket.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and I was always hoping for her to come back. Come back. This, you just got to go to the ones that can help you fix that, because
Yeah,
she couldn't windshield wipe. She couldn't, once they start throwing them punches on her, she was just discombobulated.
she
So
was.
they found a hole in her game, and instead of going to fix it, then she went to WWE. So I followed her a little bit over there. She kind of She started off hot, and then it seemed like she fizzled out. So I didn't know really what happened to her.
For the same reasons. For the
Mm,
same reasons, part of that allure is the personality,
yeah.
and she ran up on Becky Lynch.
Mm. I'm gonna have to go watch that fight.
Becky Lynch, as far as a personality, not to mention that Becky Lynch has been a professional wrestler since she was like 9 or 10 years old, or something remarkable like that. So
Okay.
she grew up in the business. So it's the psychology of what makes a professional wrestler work in the ring.
Hmm.
She has it. She has it generationally. It was in her family. You know what I
Nice.
mean? She has it.
Mm.
And then Rhonda is new in this world,
Right.
in the ring and on the microphone. And you run into somebody who just got it. She got it.
Right.
Rhonda was uncomfortable and she
Okay.
didn't know how to respond.
Okay.
They said, "We want you to go out there and sell this match."
Hmm.
She go in the ring face to face with Rebecca, and Becky was burning her up on the mic, man. She was annihilating her.
Wow.
She had no response. She didn't know.
So you
And
know
then in
what
the
to do.
ring, no. In the ring, it culminated at WrestleMania in the first women to headline WrestleMania triple threat match, and she was
Really?
in there with Becky Lynch, and in there with Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter,
Okay.
who by many is considered the best woman in the game.
Mm.
Like most people think that Charlotte should be wrestling the men, like
Oh wow.
against women.
Okay.
Now, what more can she do? She a 14-time champion,
Right.
and she one of them people who she just gets it. And they put
Mm.
Ronda in the ring with them two.
Right.
And
Wow.
then when it was over, she didn't know how to respond. Uh, she looked like a sore loser,
Mm.
even
Hmm.
though you knew you was losing. You know what I mean? Even though you knew you was losing, but you still don't have enough understanding of why they took the title off of you and put it on somebody else who was
Mm.
better
Okay.
in every aspect of this profession. She was better than you.
Right.
So that's
Sound
how
like
that
it.
went.
Sound like it's a ticker thing. Something in the heart.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe she
Maybe.
needed to create an AI version of herself.
Right. Hey.
Maybe she just need to exist on a video game or something, like or something.
Right. Right. Real talk. Real talk.
Street Fighter 9. In the end, you got to fight Ronda Rousey.
There you go. There you go. Oh wow. Hey man, this has been real cool though. This has been really cool. I knew you was gonna be a few laughs, and we gonna figure a few things out. So we gotta do this again, bro. We gotta make sure we keep doing this. If no more, but to give good information out there to those who are listening, whether it's music, whether it's politics, whether we kind of the OGs now, so we got to try to give information out there. Because eventually, these young cats is gonna get so bad out here, they're gonna have to start listening. And
Yeah. You
when
know
they
what
do,
makes your
hopefully we
podcast
get
so
enough
good, though?
information out there for them. So
What makes your podcast so good is that you have a worldview, and that's
okay,
different from people who talk about things that happen in the world. They're different,
okay,
and that's what I like about what you do. You have a worldview, and like I
appreciate
think
it.
about, um, like one of the things that really resonated when your conversation with MC Shan.
Okay,
That's I don't know if I've ever seen anybody approach him that way.
okay,
When you can just be personable
yeah,
and just talk to people, not talk to them about. the same thing everybody else is going to talk to them about,
Right.
but actually engage them on subjects. I
Yeah.
think that's very cool.
I appreciate it. I
And
appreciate
I certainly appreciate that.
it. Yeah. And I know it's so many of us out here. We're smart. We're very intelligent people, but we're coming up in an era, especially like in music, where I believe, hey, you want the big bucks, you're gonna have to talk about just this over here. And I've always been the type of person I wanna talk about what's going on in the White House. I wanna talk about what's out there in space. I wanna talk about what we believe to be, in the spirit realm. I want these answers. I wanna get this dialogue because if we're a people and we're well rounded in a lot of different things, then it's easier to navigate through a time like we're in today with so much technology and stuff. But on one end, like we said, the technology comes in and it's like, wow, this is going to make life a lot easier. But
Mhm.
then years later, now all of a sudden they're using it for something else, or it gets in the wrong hands, and now that same technology is now done enslaved us. So we got to have these conversations so that people have a better understanding of what's going on, and when it's time to get up and do something about it, we're all on the same page.
Mhm.
So I definitely
Well,
enjoy talking to brothers like you. Like I said, I've talked to you before in the little spurts, and I can read people pretty quickly where
that's
whether
awesome.
they're someone who's kind of an intellectual type of person, and I caught that with you. So please, let's do this again, brother.
You know what? Before we go,
Mm-hmm.
like if this was flipped, if this was me interviewing you, and I'm looking at you with your Looney Tunes hoodie on,
Okay.
and you being, you being an MC and being a man of words, I
Okay.
would, I would have to ask you,
Mm-hmm.
like, would character acting be what it is today without Fritz Freeling doing what he did with Bugs Bunny?
Wow. Mm. He would have to be the king of character acting. He was able to switch up. I mean, he was just, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
He was incredible when you really look at that type of talent, man. And he became so many different characters. And you wouldn't have
Mhm.
known that one person did all that. You wouldn't have even thought that. But yeah, he was he was uh he was alien like, cause
Wasn't he though?
you're
But
right.
look how far his influence has stretched.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Cause you might not
generation
see,
1940s.
yeah, you might not see a Eddie Murphy doing a Nutty Professor and all of these characters around the table, and they're all him. You know, you might
Hmm.
not see that without what he did with Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig and all the rest of the
Hmm.
characters. So yeah, 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 yeah. I'm in total agreement, man. He was alien. He was something different, and his
Yeah.
cartoons are still going to this day.
To
He in the
this
grave and
day.
he's still making money.
To
he
this
still get
day.
he still get big checks and he can't even use them no more.
I know people are still studying his work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Still.
yeah. Anytime you see, even it's a newer version of Bugs Bunny and all these characters, but it still has to go back to the creator.
It does.
Yeah, yeah. So
Even
total.
even some of the Looney Tunes characters that they've kind of taken in different directions,
Mhm.
Bugs Bunny remains a constant.
Yeah,
It's the same way that
yeah.
Chris portrayed him
Right, right.
remains. That is the
Yeah,
standard.
right, right. I even go back and I was looking at the band cartoons because we know where and people were people, and they made some to where, and even Bugs Bunny, these are band cartoons making fun of people of color, and he was still hilarious. I'm telling you, man, it was still. I was just like, wow. This dude is still. Yeah, I should be furious at this, but this stuff he's doing and saying, it's just absolutely.
I mean,
I was like, these people are
the
something
white
else.
gloves, he was shucking and jiving and everything.
It
But
was
it was
still
funny.
hilarious, man. I was just like, wow. I mean, it was silly, man. If you get a chance, go check some of them out because there are some really funny ones. If you ain't real
Nah.
sensitive and just get mad about seeing stuff, but yeah, genius, absolute genius. He's definitely at the top of the Mount Rushmore of character acting. Definitely,
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
question about it. Yeah. So, brother, go ahead and give us all of your information, where they can reach you, where they can see you, and then we're gonna get together quickly so we can because I think we could talk for hours if we really wanted to.
Absolutely. We're gonna make it a mini series, man. We're gonna
There
go
you
back and
go.
forth. We're gonna go back
See,
and
there you go.
forth.
There you go.
They can find me on everything at Mr. Joe Walker, except for IG, where it's Mr. Joe Walker _ WHC for Word Heavyweight Champion. So Mr. Joe Walker _ WHC. My website is thisent.com for all things entertainment. Sharing is caring, man.
There you go.
Read, watch, listen. That's what we do. We try to bring you something that's visual, something that you can read, and something that you can listen to, man. That's going to hopefully impact your life in a positive way.
Nice.
You can also find me out here palling around with the AOTA crew, man. We all support all of the above Hip Hop Academy, man. This organization's been around for 15 years, and they use all the elements of hip hop: MCing, DJing, graffiti arts, breaking, knowledge to uplift and mentor the youth in this community to help them grow as people and figure out what it is they want to do with life. And believe it or not, you can't figure those things out through hip hop. You can.
There you go. There you go. Nice. I appreciate you coming through, brother. I'm gonna hit you soon, and we gonna chop it up some more. You know how we do. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep writing.
I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, man, with the same thing I do every day, man. I just be chilling.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Okay, brother, man. I'm just chilling, eating up all the sandwiches.
Just chilling, sandwiches, man.
All right.
Chilling upstairs in my office, man, on the 5th floor, man. That's all I do. With my championship belt, man, and
there you go.
Spirit of all my people, and man, and Dolomite, man, all of y'all with me,
man. Right.
And I'm with y'all.
We do it.
And I'm with you.
All right, brother. We finna sign off. All my fans and followers, thank you for tuning in. This is the John Muhammad Podcast Show, and we will be back here next Sunday, same time.
The best shows.
There you go.
The best shows. Share it, support it, put it everywhere y'all can.
That's
the best. One of the best.
And you know this, man. Peace, brother. Talk to you soon.
Peace.